we have to take stock of what we see right here, in addition to getting excited about what's going on. Because this is the largest gathering, sporting gathering anywhere in the world since COVID took hold of the world early last year. And speaking of last year, we saw something that we have never ever seen, and that was this event not taking place on Memorial Day weekend, and this event taking place without fans. And it's with so much pleasure that I say and you see, the soul is back at the Speedway. The fans are back in the stands. This is, and always will be, the greatest spectacle in racing, as they see the front straight for the very first time as they come to green. This is the Indianapolis 500 for everybody to see.
Ready right here.
A jumbled start. Scott Dixon gets the field woed up, and then first to throttle. Dixon leads two young guns into turn one.
Three wide around the outside. Helio Castroneves making a move in turn two on Ryan Hunter-Reay. He's working his way to the front.
Great move from the three-time champion Helio Castroneves in that pink and black car. The first one that you'll see. The white and red car is Ericsson looking for options. And Colton Herta, the 21-year-old American, takes the lead of the Indy 500.
Youth versus experience. I know that Scott Dixon does not want to lead this race. There's a massive fuel conservation to, if you sit out front, you can't save the fuel. So he's content to let, maybe he's not content to let Colton Herta lead.
Scott Dixon having a look there to the inside of turn one, but opts to back out and tuck in behind Herta. I really think that Dixon just wanted to make sure he got clean away in the lead at the start, but I think he's happy to ride for a little bit. Here comes VK.
VK is going to make a run down the inside, gets the squeeze. They both draft up on Herta, but Rinus VK, the two youngsters, now move to the front of the field.
A 21-year-old leads a 20-year-old. We talk about the youth movement in IndyCar. You're seeing it right here, right now.
Now VK. He's going for the lead.
A run on Herta.
Absolutely, and he's going to pull it off too. Rinus VK said, I think I'd like to lead the first lap, but he's going to lead lap two.
Arie Luyendyk, the two-time Indianapolis 500 winner, is like this guy's uncle. He's been the guiding light for this young man to come to the United States from the Netherlands, come to IndyCar. He worked his way through the road to Indy, and just 2 weeks ago became an IndyCar winner with the GMR Grand Prix here on the road course. Now he leads the big one. The youngster out front, Rinus VK, has led 25 of the 26 laps thus far. And there's been a few positional changes, but nothing major. People are starting to work on others one position at a time. Ryan Hunter-Reay got past the American Legion Honda of Tony Kanaan as we check in with seven-time Cup champion Jimmy Johnson. Steve Letarte, how have you enjoyed the start, fellas?
I tell you what, Lee, this is everything we hoped it would be. The ceremony was great, the lead-up was great, but this is the part we love the race. It's been breathtaking. That start was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. As you mentioned, the pageantry, then to see these cars come rifling by us here into turn one, man, it got my heart racing. So cool to see. But I've been really surprised how compressed the field has been in this opening stint, and then how little aggression there's been to make up position. So I'm not sure if that's really handling based or a lot of fuel mileage conversation that we're hearing about.
All right, so you're a part-time IndyCar driver at the road course. Did you have that little twinkle in your eyes as the green flag fell? Does this not look like a good time?
This looks like a great time. There's no doubt about that. This looks like a great time.
So, Lee, I do have a question down. Jimmy and I were discussing this. I want to talk to PT and Townsend in the booth. Talk so much about fuel savings. I get the idea of traffic in the draft, but this is totally different than NASCAR, than our world. What other tools are these drivers using to stretch that mileage?
Well, the leader will have to dial back on his fuel setting, which is a really good option if you're in front, but he'll probably have to hold the throttle down wide open to keep the lead. The advantage for Colton Herta is he can back off the throttle to about 50-60% and just stay there in the draft, and also have the fuel mixture switch turned down. So he's going to save a lot more fuel.
And you might wonder, why do you want to save fuel? Well, the reason for that is that you can either stretch several more laps than the car that isn't saving fuel, and thereby, if you stack enough of those together, you might have to make one less pit stop to finish this race. Or if you pit at the same time, you don't have to take as much fuel on to get full again. So those are the reasons why you see drivers gaming for an advantage. As you see the Firestone telemetry again there, lower left, I mean, guys, I know they're struggling at the end of the tire stick. They're going 215 still in the middle of the corners. Maybe not enough downforce. Maybe they underestimated, Paul, the downforce they needed for today.
Yeah, that 1 extra second that you sit in the pits taking fuel when a car is going 200 miles an hour on the straightaway, 200 miles an hour is a football field's distance in 1 second.
We ride with Colton Herta, the Gainbridge onboard. Had to get out of it there a little coming out of turn 4. It kind of crept up the track a little.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of understeer now in the tires. We had some rain. Rinus VeeKay is coming to the pits, so first Chevy is going to be coming off next. Now watch this. He'll come off turn 2, and he'll dive down to the bottom of the track, and that's simply just to let the car behind him know that he's coming in. So look for him to come this next lap.
Sometimes you'll indicate between turns 3 and 4, and we'll get an answer here. How much fuel did Colton Herta save following? VeeKay probably coming to pit lane here. No indication that he will, so Colton Herta's got to be careful here. He doesn't run over the back.
Here he comes.
There goes VeeKay. All right, Colton stays out. Dixon stays out. Carpenter out. This guy's burned the most amount of fuel, and he's burning up his Firestones coming to the line.
You got to watch that you don't come in too hot, lock up those tires, Marty. Now you got to be careful getting it in the pit box. Let the guys do the stop and get out.
Yeah, and Paul, he had that problem on Friday as well in Carb Day, trying to get to pit road. Said he never felt like he quite got it right. And this is the answer of the penalty of being out front. Rinus VeeKay, who led all of those laps, having to come earlier than everybody else. He has led to this point a number of laps, and now he's to pit road, saying the car had a little bit too much understeer. Now we'll see when everybody else comes down pit road and how much fuel they were able to save.
They're going to go 2 more laps. Here comes another car.
That's
another Chevy comes in. Ed Carpenter, Hunter Ray follows him in. Ed Jones follows him in. So 2 Hondas and 1 more Chevy comes in.
Kevin Lee standing by. Kev, take it away.
Ryan Hunter-Reay is one of the former winners. He's developed a little bit of a vibration. He was hoping to stay out an extra lap, but they felt like they needed to come in. Getting okay fuel mileage right now. Speedway Fuel, Firestones, the DHL crew going to work, and they'll send Hunter-Reay back out. He had picked up a spot, Marty.
And Carpenter running in the top 5 for that entire run. Kevin, he comes to pit road as well. So an interesting point to file away, and the car falls off the jack for Ed Carpenter, and they stall it as well. So this is not a great pit stop for Ed Carpenter, who was out of it early last year. We'll see how much track position this costs the 20 car.
As this cycles out, T-Bell, that extra time is going to cycle him probably back at least 10 to 15 positions. But here comes the leader, Colton Herta.
Tell us more, Kev.
Colton Herta did a great job in the first stint. He maintained position, and he missed his mark.
Stephen Wilson is in a pit road accident. The front of that car is torn off. What has happened to this Lola Sport Honda?
Well, this is really going to help the guys that stayed on track. It looks like he lost it.
Don't get out or anything.
Lost it in the brakes, getting slowed down for the pit speed limit, hit the inside wall. But the guys that stayed on track, this is really going to help them.
That is such a sketchy place for a crash, because you've got so many teams laid out with pit crew members and equipment, as Stephen Wilson went way past the pit speed line with a damaged race car. Let's find out what happened here. Where's Wilson?
Here he comes.
Coming in now. White car.
Oh, he's going way too fast.
Boy.
And he's locked up, locks the rears on a downshift. It's so easy to do as these cars come down from speed. They virtually have no downforce at 100 miles an hour with these little wings. You hit the brakes, you downshift, and it just locks the rears up, and it immediately turned him sideways.
Watch this. Watch Will Powers, guys. Imagine the fear that these guys are dealing with as a wrecked race car comes and your driver needs to come to pit lane for 4 tires and fuel. Stephen Wilson can't believe it. Kelly?
And it was quick reaction by Will Powers' crew, just getting out of the way, as you said, as they were also preparing to put fresh Firestone tires on for Will Power. The dejection obvious for Stephen Wilson, who said, man, we just can't catch a break. And then he said, God, that hurt. So sorry, guys.
Youth and experience. We had an experienced vet stall it in the pits. A youngster crash it in the pits.
Stefan hasn't been here for 3 years, Marty. He wanted this so bad, and it's all over.
Tough break for Steph Wilson, no doubt, but for the guys who did not pit, Paul is right. It's a massive advantage. However, they are so tight on fuel, and with a wrecked race car on pit road, I don't know how quickly they can clean that up, because I think a lot of teams, including Scott Dixon, are going to have to pit for emergency service maybe as soon as next time around.
Yeah,
well,
this could be disastrous, T-Bell.
Yeah, but that car is towards the back end, you know, the entrance of pit lane. So I wonder if they can get enough safety vehicles out of the way so that guys like Dixon don't run out of fuel, Lee.
I tell you what, it might have helped Ed Carpenter, though.
Yeah.
Big time after that stall. And then look at this. Dixon and Herter going at it. First caution of the Indy 500.
Back at Indianapolis, and just disaster for the prohibitive race favorite Scott Dixon, who had to come down pit road for emergency service. But when he came down pit road, the car ran out of fuel, and now it will not refire. They're on attempt like 12, 13 right there, trying to get the car to refire. And once these cars get heated up, they tend to not want to refire back up, and that's what they're finding right now in the 9 camp. The team's so frustrated. Now they're going to take the entire engine cover off of the 9 car as Steph Wilson's car goes by. Pit road was closed when Dixon came down. He came in as the leader, but now he's going to clearly lose a lap right here, Lee.
Yeah, they go into vapor lock, Lee. What happens when you run them completely dry of fuel? You dry out the whole fuel system, and then it just will not fire. You got to pickle the motor and get it to start. And then when you're spinning that starter for so long, you'll just burn out the motor on the starter as well.
And the most painful sight when you're stuck on pit lane is what we just saw, the pace car in the field lapping Scott Dixon. Disaster for the 9, Marty.
It's fired back up, Townsend. That is the key, and they're trying to keep it running here for Scott Dixon, trying to button up the engine cover as well. Meanwhile, everybody else now is going to come back down pit road and finally get their service. The car is fired for Scott Dixon. You see Alexander Rossi. He, though, getting emergency service as well. Also, Marcus Ericsson here on pit road. So this caution coming at a very strange time in the race and causing big problems for a lot of teams. Scott Dixon finally fired up, has left pit road. I think, guys, he just lost one lap.
He did lose a lap. He's going to have to come back in, though, and refuel properly, because Mike Hull, the managing director of Chip Ganassi Racing, said 2 seconds worth of fuel. I think they had to go back and do a little bit more just to help in assistance with the refiring. So Dixon's almost perfect month of May has gone the wrong way, and same problem here for Alexander Rossi.
Yeah, and they're going to have to come in and do their regular pit stop. He's still got used tires on, so not only are they sitting here for a lap, they're also going to have to come back and do another stop.
My goodness.
Oh, this is devastating, painful.
Dave Burns.
Running a little further back in the pack, the McLaren-backed cars of Rosenquist and O'Ward have been able to save enough fuel so that they could pit at this point without emergency service. So each will get a little bit of an adjustment, and they leave. Marty?
And that's the crazy part. The cars that were a little further back, they were the ones that were safe because they were kind of riding and saving fuel. Helio Castroneves with a terrific stop. Alex Palou leaves pit road as well. All of these guys made it without taking emergency service. That's going to be key. We'll see where this all cycles out after all this chaos.
Wow, that was crazy with Rossi. He almost spun on pit road. There's the Firestone race off pit road. Big loser was Rosenquist, down 4 positions.
Mitch Sato here, taking it easy under caution. Long yellow as race control had to reorder the field. A few penalties that had to be assessed. Tony Kanaan being moved to the back of the pack for taking emergency service. Max Chilton, pit speed violation, but they're stacked up. Pace car disappearing, Paul.
Yep.
About to get back after it. And Dixon and Rossi are absolutely going to put it all.
The big winner on that pit stop exchange was Connor Daly in the U.S. Air Force car, and now has moved up behind his teammate into 3rd place.
Big time. The yellow, black, and blue car is the Gamebridge Honda of Colton Herter.
Get ready, green, green, green.
At the age of 21, already a 4-time race winner, but look at Rinus VeeKay in the grass.
Here he comes.
Right on your gearbox, just him.
Honda versus Chevrolet.
I wonder how much VK's team said hold up and save some gas as Hunter-Ray goes to the inside.
That's Castroneves. Elio, here comes Elio.
Oh, look at the short shoot.
Gets the door shut.
And Alex Palou in the white and blue 10 car made a move on Hunter-Ray in the short shoot.
Castro Neves, at the age of 46, wants to be a 4-time winner. He's not hanging around for anybody. Wheel to wheel with Connor Daly.
Connor Daly squeezed him to the inside, then squeezed him to the outside. Very aggressive maneuvering very early in the race.
The Spider-Man is back at the Speedway.
Nice job. Map 2.
Here comes the veteran. Will he take the lead? And the crowd, if he takes the lead, Townsend, the crowd will go absolutely bonkers.
Well, you got so many young guns at the front right now for the top 5, but Castro Neves with eternal youth, he's driving like he's 20 years old again. Now VK, I think, almost certainly trying to make the pass. No, he's just going to have a look. Here comes Daly. Daly going big.
These guys are all checking up the field. I think VK doesn't want to sit in the lead this time. He's going to force Colton to sit in the lead, and it's making an accordion effect. All these other guys are getting big runs at the end of the straightaway.
Ed Carpenter Racing has 2 cars in the top 3, second and third. The Bitcoin Chevrolet, the US Air Force Chevrolet. Hunter Ray on the inside of Pato O'Ward.
We saw a lot of patience in the first 30 laps, but that's slowly going out the window as everybody wants to get a taste of the lead pack. Here comes O'Ward with a nice run on Hunter Ray.
Coming up on quarter distance. That 5th cut next time by is going to be 50 laps. Here comes VK looking again.
O'Ward made the move on Hunter Ray on the outside of turn 3 there. That black and orange car going around the yellow and red car. That is for P7.
VK right there, pops to the inside. This time he's going to go through. Connor Daly's going to go with him.
2 at once, teammates with Ed Carpenter Racing. It's now a Chevy 1-2. And I think VK just couldn't help himself. He's like, man, I just can't go this slow. I have to make my move.
This has got 2019 all over it again.
Look at this, look at this. Connor Daly.
Hometown hero wants the lead. He's grown up here his whole life.
He got a huge round of applause at driver introduction. The flying mullet is flying out in front.
Listen to the crowd.
Oh, they went crazy.
Hunter Ray on the inside. RHR and Pato O'Ward in that orange and black Arrow McLaren SP machine have been going at lap after lap. Here comes Scott McLaughlin in the yellow submarine for Team Penske. The rookie is running well inside the top 10 after starting 17th.
Everybody's stacking back up. They pitted at different times, but now they're finding each other again on the racetrack. All these battles for position. That's McLaughlin in the yellow Pennzoil car out of the pits just in front of Colton Herta.
Herta said that was a rude move by Newgarden on the front straightaway.
The rookie has a speeding penalty.
Oh,
McLaughlin into the pits. That takes him out of the mix. Look at him smacking the steering wheel.
So easy to do. You get locked up here, you slide through the timing marker. Look right there. Oh, he almost loses it in the pits. So lucky he didn't lose the whole car.
That is the first error we've seen him make this year.
Listen. Final downshift call to first gear, and it locked up the rear end.
So easy to do as the downforce comes off these cars. These cars have very little downforce on them, and the tires are hot. The brakes get really hot, and it just locks up the rear tires almost every time.
Go to red 7.
That's a tough pill to swallow at the halfway mark. Pretty tough to come back from unless you get a yellow.
Well, we haven't seen Dixon or Rossi be able to make any headway after going the lap down with that kind of anomaly earlier with Stephen Wilson's crash on pit road. They'd been stretching it out front. They couldn't stretch it any further. They were out of fuel. Let's get back to it, though. Ryan Hunter-Reay sweeps around the outside of Takuma Sato, and Hunter-Reay is now in 8th position, waiting for Ray Hall to pit.
Tell you what, he's getting the fuel mileage, Ray Hall, and he's got the speed. So right now, guys, the way I see it, Ray Hall could put himself as one of the favorites to win. Here he comes to the pit lane.
Well, especially going that far on fuel, it gives him flexibility towards the end, Kevin.
And the Hondas look like they're getting better mileage as well, especially the Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan Hondas. Graham Rahal has been really happy with the car. He's ready to turn them loose, and that's generally what I'm hearing on the radio. The race is on for those that are pitting in the last few laps, they don't need to save. They're turning it up the rest of the way.
There you see the battle up front. That's Alex Palou that'll resume the lead. Castroneves in second in the black and pink AutoNation Sirius XM, and then Pato O'Ward. Those are the three front runners.
Two Hondas leading a Chevy. And for Alex Palou and the guy running right there, Pato O'Ward, they both became first-time winners.
Rahal lost it out of the pits.
Cold
Right
tires
in front of the leaders. That was, a tire was hit.
And
That's
a tire went into the infield. He was coming out and trying to hustle it on the warm-up lane, and it's so easy to do. Cold tires, narrow track, and he lost it right in front of the field, and it was a hard hit into the wall.
The last time we saw that was Alex Zanardi, and luckily for Graham Rahal, nobody collected him. He came out and spun in front of Palou and Castroneves and O'Ward. There's that tire. That's good news. That tire that was hit, you see it down there. I was a little worried that might climb the fence, and glad to see Graham Rahal climb out under his own power.
But who hit it? Who hit that tire, though?
You know what this does, guys? This resets the whole fuel issue, because everybody now, I think, is going to come in and top up again, I would think.
No, they just made a stop, so I think only if you're at the back like Rossi and Dixon. And Connor Daly is the one to answer your question, Lee. And I think he might be all right. I just don't know if that front main plate is going to hold up.
Graham Rahal can't believe it. He knew he had a potentially race-winning car. He was getting unbelievable fuel mileage. He had great speed. The AMS safety team there, as they always are, in a split second. And he knew that that was a massive chance. A massive chance.
Oh, and he knows it was just too soon to push that hard on the outlap.
This is what happened. This is the pit stop. So the Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan crew go to work as they do on the United Rentals Honda, grabbing a tear off the aero screen. Everything's going normal. They don't see anything
wait
untoward.
a second. Hang on. This was not a mistake from Graham Rahal. I don't think that left rear was tight.
Yeah, I think the wheel came off, and that's why it got hit. Look.
Not his fault at all.
It did.
Oh, my gosh.
And then that tire rolled out into the middle of the track, bounced off the wall, right into Connor Daly's path, and he hit it like a football.
Nothing Graham Rahal could do. We thought he lost it, and he didn't. He just lost the left rear.
Now watch this here.
For Alex Palou, for Helio Castroneves, Pato O'Ward, Rinus VeeKay, Hunter Ray Sato, Herder, and the one that comes through next is Connor Daly.
Connor Daly's nose definitely has some damage. There's a gap in the seam where the nose meets the rest of the car. Now watch this here.
Here it comes. He drop kicks it.
Yeah, Connor Daly's probably going 150 miles an hour, and that thing went skyward as you ride on board with Graham Rahal. Watch the left rear. It's just going to peel off.
Hard hit. Now watch this. Here you're going to see. Boom. And that is, without the aero screen, the potential for that to be catastrophic is very high.
On board with Connor Daly. Oh, terrifying.
Cleanup complete, and it is time to bring the action here at the Indianapolis 500. Chip Ganassi Racing's Spanish star, Alex Palou, winner of the season opener, leads the field to green, but watch the orange and black Chevy in third. Here comes Pato O'Ward on Helio Castroneves. Castroneves pulls out to take the lead again.
Side by side, VeeKay on Newgarden also. That was a bold move.
Sato up high, Herder down low. Harvey on the inside of Will Power. Wheel to wheel in two.
Will Power runs a little bit high. He's going to lose another position to James Hinchcliffe. James Hinchcliffe now trying to draft up on the back of Jack Harvey, but his teammate out front, Pato O'Ward, now slides into second place.
Listen to the crowd roar as Helio Castroneves chases his fourth win. Further back, all kinds of action.
That white, orange, and black car has won Pablo Montoya. There's Tony Kanaan in the blue and white American Legion car.
Santino Ferrucci right there in the Mountain Dew car.
He was trapped on the outside coming off of 4. These guys know this is the opportunity. You got to make something big happen. If you're going to the front, you got to make it happen now.
4 wide coming down the front straightaway. These guys are getting really racy now.
Look out, look out. The all-black car is Sebastian Bourdais, the all-orange car there. Pato O'Ward for the lead. This young Mexican's not hanging about. This is how he won his one and only IndyCar race a couple of weeks ago at Texas Motor Speedway. Straight to the front and took off.
Heartbreak for one of the legit contenders. Ryan Hunter-Reay was running in the top 5, but as he came to make a stop about 4 laps ago, you see him lock up. He said the pedal went to the floor. He lost the brakes, had to avoid Simona Di Silvestro's crew. He got a pit speed penalty. He's a lap down.
What a shame. RHR was running well
Look
all
at
day.
this.
Palou on Elio.
So now we know Castro Neves is going to force you to take the outside lane. Palou pulled off that move easily.
I wonder if Castro Neves is now struggling. Now that we're at the end of the tire life, does Castro Neves have enough to make a move towards the end?
Castro Neves made a move on Palou at the end of the last stint when they were in traffic. But right now, it's a clear road. This is going to be a 5-car shootout to the end of the race.
Elio Castro Neves in the Auto Nation Sirius XM Honda for Meyer Shank in his 21st Indy 500.
Oh yeah, it's
Here
on.
we go.
Castro Neves can do it, I think.
Here we go.
2 laps to go. 2.
Here it comes. Outside, that is bold.
Turn
Just set
one,
it up.
Elio.
Don't lose too much ground, Palou. Get back in line, get down low, and get some clean air on your wing. Get a run, set it up for the last lap.
Paul, I think Castro Neves has to start driving a line he doesn't normally run, which is all the way down over the white line. Take the air away from Palou to the inside. Don't let him get any more front grip than he needs.
He's right there, Castro Neves.
Oh,
Look at all this lap traffic now.
Oh boy.
Lap traffic will become a factor as they come up on these. Look at that pack of lap cars going slow. This is going to be crazy.
White flag.
My goodness. Elio Castro Neves has to weave his way through here under the ultimate pressure.
Got to set this up. Palou's got to just back it off here and set this up off of turn 2. This is where it's going to happen.
Final lap out of turn 2. Onto the backstretch for the final time. Can Castro Neves weave his way around with a move that Ryan Hunter-Reay put on him many years ago? He sticks behind RHR. Now here Palou. Palou gets closer. There's a 4-time win on the line for Elio Castro Neves. Look at the crowd. They know history's on the line. Welcome to the 4-time club, Elio Castro Neves. That is awesome. Spider-Man is back at the Speedway.
Wow, look at that. Holding up all 4, Elio Castro Neves goes into history.
Way to wheel that car, dude. That was freaking awesome.
With authority, Paul. He did it with authority.
Awesome job.
He choked off the bottom lane on the last lap of the last corner to take the air away from Palou and claim his 4th victory.
There's Mike Shank,
Oh yeah.
co-owner of Meyer Shank Racing.
Unbelievable. Let go by Penske for younger drivers and then put it on everybody today.
Look at that trophy. You get to be on there for a 4th time. What was the emotion coming to the start-finish line and seeing the checkered flag, Elio?
Well, first of all, I can't thank enough. I can't thank enough Auto Nation, Sirius XM Group, Mike Shem, G. Meyer, the entire organization, Honda, powered by Honda. They were like this time where I needed the most when I needed, and they were right there. This state is absolutely incredible. I love Indianapolis. You guys don't understand. The fans, they give me energy. I'm serious. They don't understand. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. And from the beginning, we were so comfortable, happy. We're playing kind of like calm, but I tell you what, right now, I'm just excited. The Firestone tires were absolutely on rails. I mean, the car was literally, it was incredible. I knew it was good. I knew I was going to get fight. I got to have to put the elbows out. But I tell you what, man, what an incredible feeling. But I couldn't do this without my family, you know, my mom and dad in Brazil. My sister, love you guys. We did it.
Watch the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix Race 1, Saturday, June 12th at 2 p.m. on NBC.